All right. It's the big 0, 100 games,
wow.
and we get the win. Some people out there, they like the big offensive show, but for me, I like to see the 0. I like a big defense of sacks and ass kicking.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's the.
When was the last time we shut out
it.
the Dolphins? We squished the fish, squished their hopes. They're not out of the playoffs as a result of this, but it would have been nice for them to win and help their playoffs for the Dolphins. And even though the Bills aren't playing for the playoffs, they're playing for pride and protecting their home field.
Well, hey, division wins. I mean, you want to win every one. You want 6. If you're 6-10, but all those come against the Dolphins and the Jets and the Patriots, you have a beer and feel good about that.
What do you think about playing the Patriots next week? You want that to mean anything, or do you want to play them when they are going to play their backups?
Well, I think people are crazy. It's the same people that keep telling me the Bills suck every year, and they say, "Oh, well, the only way we're going to win is if Brady doesn't play or something like that." And why wouldn't you want to play their best? You know, we're going to beat them. I want to beat them for real, so I can sit down the next 6 months and know that we're ready to come on next year.
Yeah, give them all something to worry about next year. I hope this game means something for New England. I hope it means a better playoff position. Obviously, they're in the playoffs. They won the division. And I hope we can knock them out of a home game and let them play. Let them go play on the road. That would be a beautiful thing.
If they win today against Baltimore, it looks like they're going to. Cincinnati won earlier. That means that one of those 2 teams wants to bye. And, hey, it's easier to win 2 than it is 3. So Bill Belichick will want to win next week.
It's a tall order for us
in
either
New
way.
England, right?
We've never won there before. We've never beat in Gillette Stadium, in this stadium. We've never beat them.
Never?
Never.
Oh, I did. Oh,
never beat
I'm
them
not
in
getting
that
into a
stadium.
whole conversation now. Wow, really? We never have?
No, but let's talk about positive things. This week we squished the fish sacks.
Sure.
We're the
all-time Bills team.
Bills.
Yeah.
Do the Bills ever have any decent pass rushers in the past? Is this their first big team? Yeah,
I think somebody.
Bruce Smith, yeah, he's got his actual jersey on, the practice jersey on, and Cornelius Bennett here sacking, and today they did a nice job. Here's a bunch of sacks I'm going to show you, but
well, if Tannehill wants to be the next Marino, he's got to learn that Bills players run you into the ground and you might get injured.
Marino hated to take a sack. Boy, he hated it. Here's a nice, that one by Bruce Smith right there, but he would throw the ball away rather than take a sack.
he would just throw
and then
it
a lot
crazy.
of times we get interceptions as a result of it. And it's kind of what happened on Thad Lewis's only interception of the day. He's about to get clocked, just totally wiped out. And what happens is he just throws the ball away, and he just throws it right to their receiver. I don't know if we got that one on tape, but we watched it today. I don't know if all you Buffalo fans out there went to First Row Sports and watched it online, but that's what I did today. I watched it online. But I watched the whole game other than the commercials and always clicking through it all the whole time. I don't know.
I just watched the whole game, and it was a great game to watch. It's probably one of the better games of the year. And, hey, and how about all those corner blitzes? Nickel Roby, I mean, he's great. He's all over the place.
5'7", he weighs 122 pounds.
Well, and, hey, not only those sacks, but that one hit in the beginning.
Oh, he crushed the guy. The second he caught the ball, he just timed it. And the guy seems to be doing that all year long. His interception off the Dolphins the first game, he just totally, read him like the Sunday Times. And then today he just timed it so perfectly on that sack. He's like running full speed when they snap the ball. He had already taken like 4 steps. If he wouldn't have snapped the ball, he would have been 10 feet and 10 miles off sides. But he timed it absolutely perfect. The kid just is a natural. Mm-hmm. And then of course my other favorite player on the team, I don't know if he's got a contract again for next year. He does, doesn't he? Jackson.
Oh no, he's good. We got him. Yeah. He's never leaving.
Fred Jackson.
He's gonna die on that field.
111 yards on 19 carries, and this touchdown right here. I mean, it was great blocking on the offensive line, but the guy just seems to just find the hole somehow. He's so squeaky.
Yeah, there was another player, another maybe 15, 20-yard run or 10 or 15-yard run where he makes the cut way before. The guy, this is the defense, he's coming at him. He makes the cut like maybe 4 yards away. The guy still, he just knows when to go.
Yeah,
he just makes the move, and the guy...
It's almost like he kind of floats and then just takes off. Where Spiller just takes off. He doesn't have that float,
Yeah, and Spiller came on a little bit later in the game, and I think he's finally healthy, and maybe that's making a difference. But you can't take Fred off the field. You just can't take him off.
He had 20 carries. They both had his identical number, 77 yards. And he's got a 23-yard longest carry. So Spiller and him are a beautiful tandem, and they're spreading the ball around. There's 39 times they ran the ball. They ran for a total of 202 yards for the day. Summers got 7, and Thad Lewis, he did a couple nice plays. I think on 3rd and 2, he faked the handoff. What do they call that?
Play action?
Well, not a play action. He faked the handoff and then did a bootleg on the other side.
Bootleg.
Yeah, so he slid and wouldn't let anybody tackle him. He just slid in there.
Yeah,
nice.
he came off a little bit rusty, and he was firing it too far or here or there, but he ended up being
well, they had a
solid.
92-yard field goal drive. 92-yard field goal drive.
I don't think I ever heard of that
there's
before.
too many of those. But he was like 6 for 6, and he made some nice passes, quick ones over to the middle to the tight end. He did a fake. Everyone thought it was a run, and he just snapped the ball to the tight end. It was a nice play, and I think he had one long pass, and he threw a bunch. He threw about one long completion, and we'll show you that right here with
Robert Woods stopped and came back to the ball. But hey, they do those back shoulder throws. That's, I don't know, it's been in vogue the past 5 or 6 years.
But it's 54-yard pass. He throws it long. It opens it up a little bit. It opens it up.
They did it a few times, even though a couple were one to Goodwin that was incomplete, and I think one to Graham as well that was incomplete. Hey, just fling it downfield.
Catch a pass. He caught one for -2.
Is that it?
Or no? Oh, that was his rushing.
No, Graham had a
2
few.
for 27.
Yeah, he had a couple good ones, but the one was a long. You toss it out there. You've been saying it all year, and I think this coach is ready to do it. And I think, as we all saw, as much as I don't like, and I know you've said it before, the going to the line, no huddle, and waiting still, letting them figure out what we're doing, I think it's stupid. But nonetheless, I think he's evolved over the year as opposed to...
They didn't really huddle up today, but they took their time again a lot. And I don't have a problem with that. Today, with the weather conditions and everything, you have to do it. But I'm just saying, every once in a while, just come up and snap it quick and just try to get them off sides. Or not completely ready.
Phil, I will say, with this cold day like this, I didn't see enough of Frank the Tank, or whatever you want to call him, the fullback. I feel like in that 4th and 1,
give it a shot.
Well, we didn't even go for it, but all we had was a single back with Jackson. He should be in there. Either he's got to run it. You could have him run it with that Lee Smith in front of him, or just have him block for Jackson. Whatever it is, it's 4th and 1. I think we could have made it. I was actually ready to make it. I didn't think we would have missed it. And then he just...
I think everyone in the stadium was on your side, too. They were all booing when they came off. They basically sat at the line of scrimmage trying to draw them off sides, and then with about 1 second left on the 25-second clock, they called the timeout.
Well, and lastly, I mean, again, we were talking about the defense all day, and I think it's good. What a difference a year makes.
Well, they were 15th overall in the NFL coming into this game. They only gave up 100 yards, basically. I think it was 102 yards. And everybody got a tackle. Kiko Alonso, again, led the team in tackles.
Yeah.
It seemed
only
like
8, but still led the team.
They got 7 sacks for the day. I mean, the defense had probably their best game of the year, without a question. And that's what we worry about. Maybe if they get too good, our defensive coach will leave and be the head coach someplace else. But
just hopefully, at least one more year.
One more year, because right now, they have a whole year under their belt on the system. Yeah. They have all these guys.
Plus, he'll get a better job if he waits another year.
If they pick up like a defensive guy on the free agency or a couple of draft picks like they did this year, like another Kiko Alonso, if they could pull another, that defense could be, in the top 5. Right now, I bet you they gotta, after 100. Giving up just 100 yards, they should move up a couple spots. So they're approaching the top 10. They're really close to it this year.
Well,
they're on the cusp of a top 10 defense.
He might stick around because, a lot of these guys, even like a Rex Ryan, I mean, he sat in Baltimore and he made his name for himself for more than just a year. I mean, he sat there and really made a good defense and then took off. And I think that's a smart move, too, and maybe he'll, hopefully, for our sake, he'll take that same
at least one more. Route. God bless us, because right now everything seems to be in place, and comes down to the quarterback again. We didn't get a chance to see Manuel play. I don't know if he plays against New England next week.
I hope so.
But I always said, if you got Joe Montana on your team, if Steve Young's on the board, if you got Jim Kelly as your quarterback, if there's a Joe Montana on the board, take him. I don't know if they know there's a Joe Montana, but if they have some quarterback rated that high and they believe that he's the guy, and I'm not saying he should take Manuel's spot, but it wouldn't hurt to have him on the team, have another guy. I don't think they should have Toole and this Thaddeus Lewis is their only backups next year.
Yeah, but
I think why not just get rid of Toole and get somebody else that might be that Joe Montana?
Yeah, but those guys are going to develop another year. Lewis, at least, I think he's a pretty good backup. And if Manuel is good, if they pass on someone in the draft, at least in the first couple, the one thing that would be real bad is if they did something stupid and picked up like a Jay Cutler or one of these veteran guys.
Yeah.
I don't want them. Because even though Cutler, I know he looks flashy sometimes, he's not that great. I don't want him on my team. I'd rather have a younger guy. I'd rather just have Manuel develop with younger guys around
I want
him.
Manuel to develop, and I hope he's the guy. But if
Injuries
there's
are
a
a
guy
worry.
on the board, I think you should take him.
Injuries are worrisome, too.
Well, we squished the fish. Next week, let's beat the Patriots and have a decent end of the season. I think we got something to look forward to the next couple of years with this young team and this young coaching staff. They're all kind of coming together.
And the Patriots will have something to play for.
Hopefully, I can wear a Bills jersey again next week.
After we beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I wish we could knock them out of the playoffs too, but.
Ugh, okay.
Go Bills.